Hi, I'm Ultraviolet. Welcome to
Hi everyone, welcome to Strong Fire Tarot. My name is UV, short for Ultraviolet, and today we're going to be doing a reading for Libra collective, so you don't necessarily have to be a Libra sun sign to resonate with this reading. You just see how its magnetic push and pull may be affecting you. So let's just get right to it. Thank you so much for your comments, like, share, subscribe, all of that, but I'm honestly not here for the numbers. I'm really here to give the wisdom that my light beings need to make it through this darkness, right? So the devil is really active right now. They're triggering us left and right, you know, because they don't want us to vibrate, because we're the ones raising the frequencies of the world. So obviously we're going to be attacked left and right when most people are serving the lower self, right? So the devil. So try to stay grounded, try to keep your focus on your blessings, your life, your breath, like everything that's going good, because they will not give up, right? They cannot stand your light because they haven't found it in them. The other thing is that tarot, guys, I'm tired. I love all these readers as long as they have good intention. That's fine, but tarot is not meant to be used to check up on when are we going to receive union with a man or with a woman. Like, no, this is a sacred tool that's supposed to be used to reconnect to God. It's the Torah, guys. It's to connect to our higher self. It's to become our authentic self, to vibrate at our authentic frequency so we can attract things that belong to us. We're not supposed to force connections. We're not supposed to use this tool for stalking and stuff like that. We get the messages from our higher self to improve. So yes, my channel is pretty hardcore. So if you can't handle the truth, it's not for you. That's why I'm ultraviolet. I burn with the truth, guys. But we need to hear it, and we need to become what we're meant to be in this life. We can't just keep acting karmically and using these sacred tools and calling ourselves divine after. That's just hypocrisy. You can't do that. You see, like, we need to awaken and stop being stuck on these readings, stalking these people. It's just so karmic, and these people will get punished for using a sacred tool like that. It's like using a rosary as a fashion a necklace, you know? Like, you don't disrespect something that has so much history to it like that, you know? So Libra. Did I say Libra or Scorpio? I don't know, but this is a Libra reading, okay? So Libra, I have to say, okay, so I had a really long dream. It was pretty scary. Okay, well, not scary. Like I said, I'm not scared of anything, but if a person wasn't connected to source and they're using tarot and they experienced that kind of dream, they would say like, oh, tarot is evil, because yeah, it's supposed to show you the truth, and sometimes it's pretty dark. So this dream was pretty long, but it started off like, first we got to live in this building, right? And it was like sorry, I can't talk. It was like a competition, and we won our right to live in this building, right? So our right to live in this world. And we were all living in this building, and there was a lot of people, like thousands of people in there. And I was there with my family, and every time I would be doing something, eating, sleeping, it didn't matter what I was doing. Every time I would look at the door or the walls or the ceiling, there was like this creepy little thing like looking at me. And then when I would look at it, it would hide. Like, it was pretty creepy. And then people started dying, and we're like, maybe it has something to do with that creepy little thing that's been stalking me in the walls. So out of nowhere, a lot of people start dying. So we're like, okay, it must be that thing that's killing people. So I start yelling at a crowd, and I'm like, guys, did you see the man in the walls? And they're like, yeah, I saw it, you know. And I'm like, did you guys see the man in the walls? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, the man in the walls is death, guys. So death, it's all around us. It's creeping around us. And I tried to tell people, okay, follow me, we need to save ourselves. But people didn't want to listen to me. They did like they pleased. So the very few that follow me, we ended up saving ourselves, right? But the dream was really long, so I had to go through this, through that. We had to hide. We had to really like survive, right? And so while we were escaping and people were trying to kill us, and it was just really like apocalyptic. When people were trying to kill us, out of nowhere, there's two horses, beautiful horses like that, with like the brown spots and white, beautiful, divine horses, but they were running the opposite direction than I was. I read later that a horse is a false hope of deliverance, right? That you could save yourself just because you have a horse, you can escape your fate. You cannot escape your fate. So at the end, like I read and I see like a civilization. I'm like, okay, there you go, guys, we can get there. Let's go over there. So we reach like the furthest we can get, and we're next to water. And there's like a thousand like quiet people, just very sad, staring at the water, sitting at the edge. And I get there, and the people that follow me, they were so happy to see water, they started bathing in it. And everybody started looking like, ugh, like, what are they doing? I'm like, that's where they dump the bodies, right? And they're like, yep. I'm like, guys, get out of the water. That's where they're dumping the bodies. And they're like, ew. And they get out of the water. And right away, the men started chasing rats so we could eat, right? So that represented almost like a new civilization. We have to start over. So those that will inherit the lands are the righteous ones, but what we're going to witness is just sad because of people that didn't want to find light. They didn't want to find God. They didn't want to find gratitude and peace in their hearts. So these people that we're going to see die, we don't want to see them die, but it's because they didn't do the work to vibrate, to step into the new civilization. They didn't make it, but making it is also means that we're going to have to start over as a new civilization. So it's like, it wasn't that great, even if we make it, right? What we're going to witness as a collective, it's just really sad. So Libra is all about staying in balance no matter what we go through, and we have to live in the now, right? The focus of these guys was like, okay, but we got to eat, so let's start eating rats, right? So that's what we have to start doing. We have to do what we got in the moment, and we're going to have to find solutions to that. So yeah, it's pretty painful what we're going to face. It's not... it's like we can't escape our fate. So all we could do is like raise our frequency so we can heal the world, because the universe needs the vibrations to raise, because only 1% of the population is actually in the light. The rest are all depressed, suffering, hurt, serving a lower self. They're addicts, you know, they're not serving themselves good things, you know. So the universe also showed me my flip book, and they want me to show you my flip book. Again, I did it in the Virgo reading, but they want me to show you the flip book. So I woke up this morning and it had a different meaning than the Virgo reading. So this is the flip book that I did in college when I was studying creative arts. Okay, so it's a little tennis ball that's all flower, killed it, and the hand of God came and picked up the tennis ball. So when I did this, it was only a tennis ball that was sleeping, and when they woke up, it got startled and it just like jumped on the flower, and then the guy that was playing tennis picked it up. That's it. But I didn't know it had that much meaning to it, so he ended up telling me that the tennis ball is the unawakened ones, and anyone who destroyed God's beautiful creations because they were not conscious of their behavior, they're gonna live in sorrow, and God is gonna take care of it. They're gonna eliminate them from the world, right? So so the flowers represent like God's beautiful creations. So people that destroy God's beautiful creations, it's yourself, guys. You are God's beautiful creations. We are God's beautiful creations. Everything that we have access to is God's beautiful creation. So people that did not nurture themselves and others and the world, well, this is the hand of God that's going to just remove them from earth. And those that will inherit the land are the righteous ones. Those that followed their intuition and honored them, okay? So Libra is trying to find a balance in all of this. You know, yes, we know that we're facing a lot of sadness, a lot of darkness, a lot of fear, but we're like, okay, let's try to find the positive side to this, you know, like finding a good perspective to all of this, because it is pretty hardcore, guys. We have to constantly convince ourselves that like all is okay, right? No, it's just the beginning, and it's like the universe the world is moving into a new era, a new consciousness, and it's high vibing. So like if the vibrations don't fit, it won't make it. But the transition is pretty hardcore to step into the new civilization. There's like the moving, right? When you move from a place to another, you have to throw out things, you have to clean up certain things, you have to put it all in box. It's a mess, and this could take years, guys. It's a big moving, you know. We're moving our world into a higher vibrating world. So we have to stay together, and my light beings are being protected by God right now. So if you're isolated from the world and you can't seem to find love or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, it's because God is protecting you from the plague out there. He needs you to vibrate high and raise the frequencies of the world, so he's using your light for the universe. So be patient, guys. You will get your birthright. We will find similar people that vibe like us eventually, but right now what really needs us is the world. It's not a person that deserves your light right now. It's our Mother Earth, okay? So if you're using tarot to reconnect with a person when it's supposed to be used to reconnect to your higher self and God, so you can become the frequency that God wanted you to be all along, so you can manifest the things that belong to you, it's pretty karmic, guys, and the consequences are harsh. So even if you step into a union or whatever, it won't last because it's not given to you by God. That's not the way we manifest in this world, okay? So let's just start this reading. If people can handle the truth, give me dislikes. I don't care. I'm doing this because I'm guided to do this. So it's not the numbers, it's not the algorithms. It's really my purpose, and I will transmit the messages no matter the consequences. And every time someone gives me a thumbs down, that's karma for them. Like, they're not affecting me whatsoever, right? Like, they're stinging themselves in the end. Like, they can't really sting you when you're in the light, guys. They end up hurting themselves. They're gonna rot in hell. So the song that I was hearing was Mala gente, te burlaste de mi sentimiento y ahora de la mala gente vas a pagarlo caro porque a mí tú ya no me interesas, porque tú eres una mentirosa y una en el infierno enterita, enterita te vas a quemar. So the song is called Bad People, and it says you mocked my feelings, te burlaste de mi sentimiento, you're gonna pay hard for what you've done, and in hell you will burn, right? So whoever was a bad person, they will burn in hell. That's their fate. They cannot escape their fate. They did not raise their frequencies, and they attacked high vibing creatures because they were in the darkness, and they will pay for that. They will rot in hell. But everybody's responsible for their own fate. You are the master of your fate. So I need you guys to raise your frequencies, please. So let's see, Libra. Rising from the ashes, right? Like, come on, guys. We need to get out of our pain, our suffering. And the other thing is like this twin flame shit. It was really just to shove you into your purpose. So if you didn't get to your purpose, then that wasn't your twin flame. Because when you meet your twin flame, it's literally just to teach you everything you need to stop and clear about yourself so you can step into your purpose. That's why you meet them. It's not to be romanticized. So this is that. There you go. Oh my. So this is a lot of anxiety, a lot of like not knowing what's coming, a lot of like we're watching the world turn upside down and we're like, what the hell is going on, right? So dark people have their eyes on colorful people, okay? That's what they're looking at. So careful with this malokyo. You have to protect yourself every day. You have to do cleansing rituals every day. You have to protect yourself from these evil eyes, because there's a lot of evil out there that will be cleaned up eventually, but 1331, right? But you have to stay in the light, right? So how you activate all your chakras. So all the chakras here are on, all is good. You have to remain there, right? So when they attack your heart, or when they attack your happiness, or when they say mean things, or when they say unconscious behavior, or they're not grounded, or whatever, you have to remain in your light, right? So yes, sometimes we get out of balance, right, Libra? But we always find a way to step back into our identity, right? So the unicorn here, it's in reverse. They don't want us to connect to God because they know that we will inherit the land, right? So these people are threatened by the fact that we are the ones that are going to get it. And you see the rest that I said, we're the ones that are going to get to continue eating in this life. So experiencing our senses, right? They're going to lose their privileges in life because they were toxic to themselves and others. because they didn't want to regenerate. They didn't want to change their behaviors because they remain victims to their circumstances, right? We are not victims. We were put through a lot because God molded us to be greater than anything. So if God made you suffer a lot, it's because you were meant for greatness. So if you can't handle it, he cannot send you more. He's like, well, she can't handle this little, like this, she can't handle where she's at now, right? So I'm not going to send her more things to handle. With great things come great responsibility, guys. So every time you complain about it, and you're like, why is this happening? And you scatter your energy and you don't ground yourself, then the universe cannot send you what he wants to, because they're like, she can't handle what it comes with, right? All these evil eyes on you, all these evil people, like, the more you vibrate, the more they multiply these things, you know? So can you handle it? You know how many rats are out there? So can you handle the amount of rats that are out there attacking the light beings, you know? If you can't, then he can't send you more. He can't, because they're like, no, the more you receive, the more people will attack you. So if you can't handle it, he'll keep you in that level. So you can find ways to stay true to yourself, right? Don't let others decide who you are. So it's easier to do it alone. Every time you're exposed out there, you're influenced by their way of thinking, their perspectives on life. You know, I used to be a social butterfly. I'm a butterfly. I'm always invited places, but I'd rather be alone right now. Something is telling me, stay home. I fixed my car a couple of times and it kept making smoke. I'm like, it makes no sense. He just wants me to stay fucking home. That's it. He's like, stay home, please. Don't go out there. There's 99% of people are possessed and they will definitely try to kill you. You cannot be out there if you are chosen, guys, to inherit this land. So if you feel like you're being forsaken, you're actually being protected, right? So if these people are always leaving the house, they're actually going to contaminate themselves over there. So if you're forced to isolate, it's divine protection, guys. So don't be scared. Don't be scattered. Don't be stressed out. Yes, the devil will always attack us, but it is the compliment for being great, right? Because if I wasn't great, they wouldn't give a shit about me. But because I'm great, I'm the only topic they have, right? They haven't met anything different. So take it as a compliment when they say, oh, she's full of herself. Yeah, like Oprah said, yeah, I'm full. Like, to the point where I, like what she says, like, my cup runneth over. Like she said, I'm that full, okay? Full of myself. Thank you. It's a compliment that they hate you. It's a compliment that they judge you. It's a compliment that they make you their focus of the day, because their world is turning upside down, because they will pay karma. They will burn in hell. So just try to stay grounded. But yes, you have to demand respect. You demand justice, okay? Like, you don't let people step on you, right? Stop offering yourself to the devil. So I made the mistake of being kind to the devil, but God doesn't want me to offer over there. So he's like, they're going to take you for granted. They're going to take you for granted. Not even a thank you I got from these people. So me, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to offer myself anymore in the wrong places, because they take your kindness for weakness, and these people can take and take and take without limits, and then they see no wrongs in their behavior. So God is like, stop offering yourself. So if you're not offering yourself to a relationship, friendships, or whatever, it's actually a blessing, because you're chosen. Okay? So don't be scared, guys. That, like, okay, what's going on? Why am I, like, alone? It's because they're molding you. One, they're sending you messages through dreams. They're telling you who you were, where you were going. They're preparing you for what's coming. And they don't want you to witness so much pain, so much loss. So that's why we don't have that many friends. Because the more friends, the more pain that we're going to go through if we see them fall. So he's like, no, the only friend you have right now, it's me. It's Allah or God, call him whatever you want, you know. It's the only best friend you can have right now, because if you get attached to anything out there, right now there's no guarantee. So you're going to cry a lot if you do get attached to other things. So it's better to just focus on, you see, you can't talk too much to people. Focus on just you staying aligned all the time and raising your frequency, so you can be purposeful in this world. If not, you serve no purpose, because you're not helping the world heal. That's why these children are born with ADD, ADHD, because the old generations were so depressing and miserable and addicts and all of that, like that the universe had to create really hyper children to raise the frequencies of the world. And then the depressed ass people started drugging our children, and God is like, oh, this is it. I'm done, okay? Because they weren't understanding the purpose of a high-vibing child. And they can't handle it because they're so depressed that they can't handle a child with that much energy, that much creativity. So they get annoyed. So the easy thing to do is to drug them instead of, like, letting them vibrate, because they're the ones serving their purpose. We have to protect our children, guys. Stop drugging your children. Don't do that. So let's see. What else? Trust the universe. when he's isolating you. Trust the universe when he doesn't want you to continue with that friendship that's serving the devil, or they're stuck in hell because they have attachment issues. Trust the universe when a business doesn't work out. Trust the universe when you don't get a job. Trust the universe when a relationship doesn't work out. Trust it. It's protection. You're rejected. What did they say? Like a rejection is your protection. So no, the protection was your rejection. Anyways, it means the same thing. Intuition was wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play, right? The tennis ball. So you play games with this game of life, right? You don't know how to play it, then you're not a player anymore, right? You're just like gonna dissolve. You're not gonna step into the new game. It's a new game, guys. It's a new era. It's an Aquarius era. I never fit in as an Aquarius because I was always like I don't know, there wasn't enough challenge, and now children are more like me, so like even then they're like bored in school. There's not a challenge for them. They're too smart. They're ahead of their generation, so it's like, oh, like I'm supposed to settle for my parents' mentality when they're like low vibing. Like that's not fair to a child that wants to vibrate high, which is exactly what he's supposed to be doing. They're dimming our light, so God has had enough. So let's see what doors. There you go. We're stepping into a new world, right? Like heaven. Draw down the moon. The forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs. Find us in the wild. Good night. So I said like I'm a nymph, right? So there's nymphs out there, and nymphs are like these beautiful creatures that nurture the world. Everywhere they go, they make it more beautiful. Every job you had, you made it nicer. You cleaned it up. You did your art. You know, you made it always better. Wherever you were, you made it better. Your friendships, you were the fun one in the crew. Your beauty, you carry a spirit of beauty. So obviously, people that don't carry that spirit of beauty will hate you for it, you know, because they're like, how come she's possessed by that spirit of beauty? You're a nymph. You belong to the universe. You don't belong to a person. So then you wonder why you're alone. I'm like, the person that deserves a nymph better be godlike, right? Because only God deserves a nymph. The universe deserves a nymph. So your counterpart has to be godly. Has to be divine. If not, it's not going to work out, guys. So don't force connection with people that are serving a lower self, or they're low vibrational. They don't correct their wrongs. They don't see any wrong with their behavior. Don't try to fix people. When they show you who they are, believe it. That was a big mistake I did in my life. They showed me right away these people, that the devil that tried to attack me recently on my birthday, yesterday, by the way. I turned 30. So the first day I met them, I knew they were selfish. I knew they were addicts. I knew it. So why did I think that they had my heart? That's the naivete of nymphs, because they're so giving and nurturing, and they have so much to offer that they offer, but then they just take and take and take without asking, you know? It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, I'm nice, but I'm not stupid. So yes, you have to set boundaries, because that kind of spirit is easily attractive, the moon, right? So people are drawn to the moon, but then you have to tell them good night, right? Because it's like, okay, I can't stay here, guys. They want more of you. They want more of you, because it's addictive to be around that kind of spirit, because they haven't felt that kind of spirit in a long time. They've been in darkness for so long that when they meet something like you, they just want to take from you whatever you can offer. It could be a simple thing that comes from you. It carries your vibration, so they will steal it if they have an opportunity. So don't give yourself so easily. Protect yourself. You're being isolated because you belong in the new world. So if you're a unicorn, take the time to stay home to regenerate, okay? Shed all that does not serve the new world, okay? It's time to do it. And whoever's watching you, the hatred, all of that, like, you're just confirming that you're great, right? So thanks, I guess. Like, that's all you could say. Like, thank you for admiring me so much and making me the topic of your day, you know? Like, or giving me a dislike. I was that relevant to you? Like, I didn't, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter, like, what they're irrelevant, guys, honestly. The only thing that's relevant here is your destiny, your purpose, your regeneration, your greatness, your freedom, your peace of mind. Like, no more shedding tears, right? The rain here, it's like, no, you deserve to be happy, at peace, right? Don't let them make you cry because they insulted you, they mistreated you, they put you through injustice, because that's the destiny of a nymph, right? We're always going to be treated unfairly because people envy that kind of power, that kind of energy. It's so rare. You're rare. So don't give rare to just anything. Don't offer rareness to Satan, okay? So let's see here. people feel, yeah, you see, you scare them. But look, they truly love you. They will never admit. These people, like, because it's not that you're shy. I'm seeing this shy, like, socially uncomfortable, or always felt misunderstood, never felt like you belonged, like, people always took but never gave back your energy. You're like, I don't get it. Like, I only meant well. Like, you just feel small around these people, right? That just, like, look at you. It's like, whoa, like, it's shy, right? And scared in reverse is because you're invincible, so that scares them. But why? Because they're in love with that energy, but then they hate the fact that they don't have it. Okay? So in the end, the more they talk about you, the more they say shit. It's because they love you. They're like, what is it? Haters are confused admirers. Like, I'm sure they're the ones stalking me the most, right? 25, there you go, confirmation. So those that stalk you the most are your admirers, the confused admirers, the haters. And your people are probably serving their own purpose where they are, because light workers are so rare. So God is like, okay, I'm gonna have to isolate all my light workers before they kill them, because it's gonna be an apocalypse out there. So just trust that there's a reason behind everything, guys. So let's see here. This is the Sikoli Oracle. This is the Animal Spirit, and these are just emojis, but I don't think they sell them anymore. It's discontinued. So let's see. Yeah, they're so small, you know, like they live below you. You're the queen, you're on top, they're under your feet. Okay, they will never get to your vibration. They will never get to your heights. They will never reach your goals. They will never reach the things you can reach. They're so small compared to you, so don't give them focus. You focus on your manifestations. Focus on your messages. Focus on your truth. You know, like, don't focus on these irrelevant people that the nature is going to keep away from you, because divine protection, you need to focus on your 26/8, on making sure you're strong enough to overcome whatever we're going to witness, okay? Libra. Yeah, you see, people are going to drown. So it's like these evil people that wanted to drown you. Look at her eyes. Like, they wanted to drown you. Like, it's in reverse. They're not going to be able to do it. And they're the ones that are going to drown. They're going to rot in hell. En el infierno enterita se van a quemar. So, in hell, they're going to burn, like, completely. Okay, that's what they say. Because they were mala gente, bad people. They weren't pure. They were so contaminated by their toxicities that they didn't have integrity anymore, ethic, culture. They don't have nothing to offer. They're rotten, right? You are pure, and you won. Light always wins. They just take, but then whatever they take from you, they have to pay tax on that. So let them take. Sometimes it's better. Take from me, no problem. Take it. They're gonna have to pay tax on everything they took from the divine. They had no access to that. They weren't supposed to. So there's a tax on that they're gonna leave their children with. It's not even them that are gonna pay it. It's so sad. Pathetic excuse of humans. This. We need to do better, guys. So the B here. No more players. 5. Change your environment. No more people that are liars and play games. Right? It's a lot of game playing here. They don't know how to play the game, right? Darkness versus darkness versus light, and the darkness cannot win, right? Because the darkness here thinks like it could whisper in the queen's ear, but it's in reverse. The queen knows not to listen to darkness and these liars, because they're protected by the queen bee, and that's telling them where to go, because the bees are considered God's tears, right? So we know what God needs us to do. He's suffering because his world is not function the way he intended it to function, so he's gonna have to step in and take control of his universe, because these egotistical leaders did it all wrong. So he's gonna have to come back and deal with it, right? Yeah, come back and deal with it. So now people are gonna fear the big guy that actually meant well, but because they serve themselves, 6, they couldn't get over things from the past. He's gonna have to take it back. He doesn't want to do that, but they gave him no other option, because it's just too much darkness at this point. People that refuse to change, stagnancy, people that don't use their talents, their gifts. Like, it's too much. That's not how we were intended to live. It's all about greed. There was something I wanted to say about that. Yeah, there was another song. Tú no puedes comprar el viento, tú no puedes comprar el sol, tú no puedes comprar la lluvia, tú no puedes comprar el color, tú no puedes comprar las nubes, tú no puedes comprar los colores, tú no puedes comprar mi alegría, tú no puedes comprar mis dolores. You can't buy the sun, you can't buy the clouds, you can't buy the rain, you can't buy earth, right? These greedy people that were buying their glory, right? You cannot buy the rain, you cannot buy the sun, you cannot buy life. You need to earn it, okay? So these people that are working hard to buy things, no, you need to earn it. Earn your success, guys. Don't take. There's tax on that shit. And really bad, especially for the children to come. Not for the people that did it, because they're probably going to die first. So the ones that are left with it are the generations to come that they left. It's not fair. What kind of parents are you if you do that to your children? Come on, we need to heal. 3, King of Swords. Yeah, make better decisions, think better, connect to a higher source. Stop using tarot for karmic reasons. It's enough. It's really dangerous. It's so dangerous to do that, because then you become obsessed with these tarot readings because you're getting it from a karmic person. That's obsession. Obsession is not right. That's why I'm not doing it for the views and the subscribers, because no, you're not supposed to use it for, how do you say that? Your words. Like, no, you're supposed to really have the intention of serving here. I hope it serves your souls. If not, whatever. Like, I know he has my back no matter what. I'm not desperate. It's in reverse here. Stop waiting for apologies. Stop waiting for these devils to right their wrongs. They're so delusional. They don't even realize that they're the devil, right? They're possessed by such a big entity that at this point it's just like a matter of time before they get their justice, right? So stop looking at the past and focus on you. Time, guys. Time is valuable. Don't give them your time. They're irrelevant. These people are irrelevant, right? They're so lost. And you're here. You already made it. And they will never make it to you. So you are, how do you say that? I dreamt of a pear. And that means the virgin. And the pear tree was considered a sacred tree. And, well, in that dream, like, I held a tutu, which is like a penguin. And in the back of the tutu, like the peluche, what do you call that? It's a little plush, whatever. So it was a penguin, because I love penguins, so he knows that that's me. And in the back of the penguin was a crocodile, so they're really near me. They're right here, right? Like the crocodiles, the predators, they're right next to you. But then he showed me a pear. And the pear tree represents ward off all evil. So you're so sacred that evil will just ward off. He will take care of it like that. He will remove it from your way, and you just keep shining, keep aiming towards the sun, and be that flower that you are. Be that creation that God made. A beautiful creation. You're not an ugly-ass creation that just wants to kill herself or himself because things did not go your way. Those are karmic readings. I don't do that. I want you guys to be divine. But to be divine, there is first acknowledging that we're karmics, right? I had to go through that. Acknowledging that we're lost. Maybe we don't know everything. I'll never know everything. I'm so stupid. Like, I know nothing. So don't believe nothing I'm saying right now. You trust your judgment, your intuition. You have your own purpose in this life. So don't let me tell you who to be in this life. You know best. Libra. Yeah, you write your own story, right? But just have the right connections and make sure that the past is healed. You have to release it, surrender, and go like, whatever. It was probably because I was meant for greatness, so God wanted to see how well I could handle circumstances like that. And your twin, you meet them to step into to shove you into your purpose and remember who you are. That's what they're for, okay? It's not to be romanticized. If you're romanticizing that connection, it could get really dangerous for you, because that's not the point, okay? You are meant to be surrounded by your soul tribe, and you will attract it, and you will make a divine child, and you will have all of that if you do the work. The rest, you're forcing it because of your ego, and that will just go downhill eventually. Everything that's given by the devil doesn't last. It will never last. So if you want long lasting, okay, if you want healthy connections, then you have to do the work. You have to become what you want, right? So if you're going to try to fix a person, it's because you still need fixing. I don't want to fix nobody. I want to appreciate them as they are because I'm so proud of who they are. You know, I don't want to have to go like, yeah, I'm not sure. Like, no, I want it to be so clear because God is not the author of confusion, that it's just going to be blissful. I want bliss. I want harmony. I want respect. I want honor. I want integrity. I want ethic. I want culture. I want our own traditions, you know, like stop wanting things from the past, the old traditions. Create your own traditions. Marriage was created for fathers to sell their daughters like properties. So you have your own ceremonies and have your own way of celebrating love, you know, like you create your own traditions. You be the master of your life, of your fate. Life is your canvas. So don't live it like others told you to live it. Don't live in that box. Get out of it. You're supposed to be free, right? You're a unicorn, so yeah, you're not like others. They think you don't exist, but you're right here. So they're like, ah, she doesn't exist, so they attack you because they don't want to believe you are a unicorn. They do exist, but they're very rare. So don't be a unicorn for these dragons like that just want to keep you trapped in a tower. And no, guys, protect yourself. So God is protecting the light, right? And the snake represents creative force. So in the meantime, just become a creative force, okay? And eat yourself, right? So just do everything for yourself right now so you could vibrate the highest right now so we can heal our world. That's what he wants us to do, because the darkness is just too much pressure at this, yeah, it's too stressful at this period in time, okay? So that's why he's keeping you isolated from the world. If you're wondering why you're not receiving the blessings that you want, it's because God knows that right now it's not safe for you to receive it. Okay, so it's your protection, guys. Let me see one last message. Third chakra. What is this? Fifth chakra, right? The chakras. Just make sure, focus on your chakras. Make sure that you're grounded, you're creative, you're happy, you're loving, you have unconditional love, you speak nice things and you hear nice things, and you're conscious, right? And you always see truth and you believe it. The moment you see it, believe it. Don't convince yourself that they're like you. That's the trap, right? Expression here. Yeah, it's like creative expression. It's the time to do your creative expression, okay? Like, it's not the time for anything else. Let's see. Message for duality. Yeah, yin yang, 1-8. So we're one, right? We're alone, or we're alone to find the strength to attract the perfect dualities. So the frequency of duality supports our ability to gracefully flow with the everlasting movement among all opposites, right? So we're going to be faced with that duality constantly, the opposites, right? So if you're this unicorn, obviously they want to turn you upside down and win at this game, but they can never win at this game with light beings because we are gods, right? So we're possessed by our higher self, okay? And it's just invincible. There's no fear, but we have to feel shy. So he's making you socially awkward. He doesn't want you to be in crowds. He's just really doing everything to protect you from the opposition right now, okay? Because they're really unhappy, right? Second chakra in reverse. These people are just miserable because they know what's coming. They feel it. They sense it. So the fear is spreading, guys. And you see the fear spreading because they didn't change it on time and they had 2020 to do it. That was judgment year, right? We're still alive. If you're still alive, it's time to clear all these energies that might bring you bad karma, right? So let me read this duality card and then we'll end the reading there. Ooh. Okay, I am one with all. The three-dimensional plane is one of polarity, a dance between opposites in their eternal movement toward union, like dark versus light, life versus death, masculine versus feminine, and matter versus spirit. The tension between the magnetic push and pull of these dualities causes the movement that is at the core of life. Instead of completely opposing each other, these forces work together, turning endlessly into each other. Life itself demands movement to sustain life and generate energy. So the more the opposition tries to trigger you, the more you have to step into that power to beat it, right? So they just shaped me into this more divine being when they attacked me, right? They just made me more of what I already was because I faced opposition again and I reconnected to source as tighter. I had to make it tighter, the bond, right? Because they attack you so much, and they obsessively think of you and attack you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, that you have to ward it off. You're like, okay, return to sender, constantly. So the bond with source, that's what he's doing. That's why he's sending this duality to you. So your bond is just unbreakable. So opposing gender, life itself demands movement. Okay, so when the push and pull of opposites are equal, a balanced state is achieved, right? So that's what he wants us to be, a balanced state. So he's sending opposition so we stay in balance. Moving toward a more multi-dimensional reality, right? We're moving into a more high-vibing, multi-dimensional. People are more conscious, so we live on other dimensions. Like we're 5D beings now. We're not just 3D. We used to be just in the 3D because their chakras were all off back in the days. Not anymore. We have the knowledge. And thus moving out of the polarized realm might suggest that duality and polarization are diminishing and even collapsing altogether. Yet a different thought might be that the movement, Yet a different thought might be that the movement between the oppositional forces is speeding up to such a degree that they seem to merge into each other. For instance, in the past, we might have felt like we were in a dark place for a long and extended period, days, weeks, even months. But now we often experience a rapid change of circumstances or emotions around what's going on in our lives. We might find ourselves quickly back on track and heading toward the light again. Life seems to have been speeding up so much that we often feel like we are on a fast-moving roller coaster, bolting from one extreme experience to the next. When we are deeply rooted in ourselves, when we are in balanced state of body, mind, and heart, in a balanced state of body, mind, heart, and soul, we can flow with these fluctuations with ease and flexibility, right? So when we face opposition, he wants us to remember to stay in our body, our minds, and our hearts, and our soul. So it's just making us just more fixed, like in our energy, like, no, I'm great, and you can just fuck off, right? Just get away from me. And pray for them. You're like, okay, I love them, but they're possessed, right? So just let them be possessed, but stay away from them, because entities attack like beings. Obviously, there's an innocent little child in there. But when the entity is bigger than that little child, it's only that entity that's living for them. So you have to like, okay, you get the fuck off. And that little child in you, I love you, but please heal yourself because you're possessed, right? You can't do much about that. It's not your responsibility. And if you're not an exorcist, then you're just in danger. Even if you're an exorcist, it could get dangerous, right? Didn't you see the movies? They go crazy, man. But like, maybe it's exaggerated in the movies, but this is real, man. No movie was inspired by a lie, right? So there's some truth in every lie. The image is based on the ancient symbol for duality known as the yin and the yang. The yin part represents earth, the feminine darkness, passiveness and reception. Yang represents heaven, the masculine light, activity and penetration. It shows how these seemingly opposite forces are complementary and interconnected, with each holding a portion of the opposite element inside itself. In Eastern thought, yin is associated with the tiger and its color is orange. Yang is associated with the dragon and its color is azure. The dark background refers to the vast universe that is eternally moving, morphing, and breathing through the magnetic push and pull of opposing forces. The swirling circles in the background are the other dimensions and star systems that are part of our origin, that we must merge gracefully into our current earthly reality. So stay graceful. Like, sometimes they make us lose our shit, right? Because they overstep their welcome, and that's when God is like, you stay away from my child, and it goes a bit local, but then go ground yourself, okay? Like, obviously, we're still humans, so we have to try to stay at peace no matter how much, it's still a war, right? So you don't just let someone kill you if they're really about to stab you, right? Like, you have to defend yourself for sure. Don't be stupid either, right? Like, okay, God, you take over. Like, not when they're about to stab you, you run the other direction, okay? So, and to understand any relationship, we must understand the duality that is the true nature of every human. Each of us is a combination of our outer being and our inner being. The outer part lives at the surface in the light of day and is easily seen. It is who we are in this world and how we show up. This side is very human. The other part lives far away in the dark and mysterious world of the inner being. It is the wild part of our being. Both parts are equally essential to understanding the true essence of every human. The within and the without that make up the whole of who we are, our consciousness dances between the two sides of this dual nature, sometimes with one part more predominantly present and sometimes with both in harmonious balance with each other. Just like the essence of human nature is one of duality, so it is reflected in the relationships we form with others. Often we seek to deeply connect with those who bring us aspects that are opposite our own, right? That's why empaths tend to attract narcissists, right? So we learn how to set our boundaries, our limits, so he can give us more than we can handle, right? Because then imagine you don't heal that and then you're surrounded by 100 narcissists, like then he cannot send you fame or anything because you need to know how to handle it before he does. So reflected in the relationship we form with each other, often we seek to deeply connect with those who bring us aspects that are opposite of our own character, skill sets, or cultural or background differences. We consciously or unconsciously seek to connect with those who can contribute to our quest for wholeness by offering us those aspects that can complete us. For humans to live harmoniously with each other, all opposites must reach a state of union, both outwardly within relationship with each other, as well as inwardly in a balanced state of heart, mind, and soul. All dual attributes that are inside us must be fully realized, understood, and expressed outside us. So food for thought. How would you describe yourself to another person in a few simple words, right? So I would say I'm very unique, authentic. I'm very caring. I'm very giving. You know, I'm very honest. So I don't know, you have to find the things that define you, right? Know who you are. So are you using exclusively positive adjectives, right? So how are you defining yourself? Is it positive? Are you aware of your darker sides, right? What are my darker sides? Maybe sometimes I could get a bit impulsive. Darker sides. Sometimes I don't eat too healthy, maybe. Yeah, and I don't know. That's about like, okay, so, and you? What are your darker sides? How do you find a balance between the parts of you that you like and the ones that you might not like so much and are perhaps even a little embarrassed about? I don't know. Can you see the polarity in your loved ones? How does this manifest in your relationships with them? Can you embrace the duality of another? How do you deal with the seemingly fast-changing inner and outer circumstances? Are you comfortable with change? Do you adapt gracefully? What do you do to balance yourself, right, Libra? Balance. So this is the energy we're facing, how to stay in balance. What do you do to balance yourself when you're facing adversity, guys? I'm fucking Italian. I just focus on the good people that genuinely care about me. I talk to God. I start saying thank you for every little thing I have. I take care of my home. I take a bath, you know, like those are things I do to stay in balance, you know, to make up for whatever tried to bring me out of balance, right? Right away it shows in my face when I'm facing the devil. When you're face to face with the devil, you break out. You can break out acne, your hair can become frizzy, dry. You become very dehydrated, right? Hell is hot. Your heart starts beating, like, it's not even your heart, it's like your whole body feels like there's a big ass heartbeat. When you're face to face with the devil, your face gets hot, your ears or your pressure, right? What else? You just feel it coming. You sense it coming like days before. There's something in your gut saying like, it's about to happen. Like shit's about to like happen. You just have an intuition about it. So know when you're facing duality so you could stay in your power and know how to stay in balance, and that's the yin yang magic, right? So you will be molded with it. So if you're asked to stay home, it's to protect you from the amount of duality, the opposites that you will face, right? He doesn't want you to go to war. It's too dangerous for us out there. The liars are multiplying. They're trying to drown you. They can do it, right? You're safe and in the air from these players, right? But look how somber it is. You will make it. You need to focus. 5, right? You change the things you need to change right away so you could be protected by nature. Because look what's going to happen to the world, guys. So don't give yourself to liars, karmic people, because then you will pay their karma. You're in their way, right? They say, like, get out of God's way when they're trying to teach someone a lesson, because if not, the maggots fall on you, right? Like, you don't want that on you. So stay away from these people that are being molded too, if you don't want the bad juju on you, okay? So this is Libra's reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the positive feedback, all of it, the negative too. It's all good energy for me. I know how to transmute it, so give me those dislikes too. I get like one dislike, I know who they are. Like, they're just these haters, man. They make you so relevant. I love it. What else? If you want a private reading with me, I would really enjoy that. I love inspiring people and leaving them optimistic, and so if you want a private reading with me, don't tell me nothing about your situation. A real psychic doesn't need zero, okay? If they ask you for anything, karmic, okay? Don't give any information to your psychics. You can book your private reading with me, Strong Fire Tarot, on Facebook. You click on the button book now, choose a time, and I will contact you back. Or if you're uncomfortable on Facebook, you could always email me, strongfiretarot@gmail.com. All the information is in the description box below. You just say I would like to book a private reading with you, and it would be my pleasure, guys. So thank you so much for the support. I love you so much, and stay safe, and please heal what you need to heal, because I want to see you guys make it, okay? I love you. Bye.